He represented Black excellence on screen until tragedy brought it all to a halt. When Jaleel White, yes, Steve Urkel himself, broke down in tears live on air, saying, "I grew up looking up to him. I still can't believe he's gone," fans instantly knew this wasn't just another Hollywood farewell. This one hit deep. But what truly led to Malcolm Jamal Warner's sudden passing? And what was the hidden bond between them that left Jaleel completely devastated? Stick around, what he revealed just after the cameras stopped rolling will leave you stunned. This isn't just a tribute. This is the peeling back of an emotional, personal, and completely unexpected story that caught fans off guard. We all remember Malcolm Jamal Warner, the unforgettable Theo Huxtable, whose role on The Cosby Show helped redefine the portrayal of Black family life on American TV. He was clever, funny, and endlessly charismatic, a teen who matured on screen and came to symbolize both youthful insight and cultural strength. So when the heartbreaking news broke that Malcolm had passed away suddenly at just 54, it sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Tributes flooded in from co-stars and fans alike, but one stood out above the rest: Jaleel White's. Best known for his iconic role as Steve Urkel on Family Matters, Jaleel found himself overcome with emotion during a candid, unscripted moment in an interview. With tears in his eyes, he whispered, "I grew up looking up to him. He meant more to me than most people will ever understand." Tonight, we're taking a deeper look into the private connection between these two TV legends, a bond built on admiration, mentorship, shared struggles in the entertainment industry, and ultimately, heartbreak. We'll uncover how their lives intersected off-screen, what really caused Malcolm's untimely death, and why Jaleel's response wasn't just grief, it was heavy with guilt. We'll even reveal exclusive insights into a secret project they were working on together, one that may now never be completed. What's come to light will shock you. This is where the story takes a powerful and emotional turn. Before the fame, the fortune, and the flashing cameras, these two young Black actors were simply trying to stay afloat in an industry that often devoured young stars of color. They both came of age starring in two of the most legendary Black sitcoms of all time, The Cosby Show for Malcolm and Family Matters for Jaleel. And while the public never saw them share the screen, behind closed doors their connection ran deeper than anyone ever knew. Sources close to both stars say the two first met during a 1990 celebrity basketball game featuring young TV actors. Malcolm, already a teen idol at that point, apparently took 13-year-old Jaleel under his wing. Though the moment flew under the radar of the press, it would be the beginning of a decades-long mentorship. One insider told World of Stars, Malcolm always made time for Jaleel. He didn't see him as just the Urkel kid. He saw someone gifted, someone who just needed someone in his corner. As Jaleel's fame exploded with Family Matters, Malcolm quietly stayed close, offering support during the tough moments, especially when the pressure of being typecast became overwhelming. While Jaleel was caught in battles with studio executives who wanted to trap him as nothing more than the geeky kid in suspenders, it was Malcolm who constantly reminded him of his value beyond that role. Malcolm encouraged him to branch out, to write, produce, and direct his own stories. That support would eventually spark the idea for a secret project the two quietly began working on just before Malcolm's passing. It was a dramatic web series centered on two former child stars trying to navigate life after fame. But more on that emotional and now unfinished project in a bit. For now, let's move into Chapter 2 and take a closer look at the heartbreaking circumstances surrounding Malcolm Jamal Warner's sudden and unexpected death, and the way it left Jaleel completely crushed. The world awoke in stunned disbelief when the news broke. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the beloved actor from The Cosby Show, was found dead at the age of 54. Early reports were murky whispers of a drowning, some mention of cardiac arrest, and disturbingly, murmurs of foul play. Authorities later confirmed that Malcolm was discovered unresponsive in the swimming pool at his private Los Angeles residence. Paramedics were dispatched around 6:22 a.m. after a neighbor claimed they heard yelling followed by silence. Emergency responders arrived within minutes, but it was already too late. He was pronounced dead at the scene. At first, everything pointed to a tragic accident. But as the investigation unfolded, the situation began to raise questions. Suspicious detail number 1. Malcolm was known to be a very strong swimmer. In fact, he held advanced lifeguard certifications from his youth. So how could he have drowned? in a pool he used almost daily? Suspicious detail number 2. A source close to the Warner family shared that Malcolm had been receiving unsettling threats in the weeks leading up to his death. These included cryptic text messages, anonymous late-night phone calls, and one chilling voicemail that simply said, "You are next." That voicemail, reportedly deleted before investigators could retrieve it, was sent just 3 nights before he died. Suspicious detail number 3. Surveillance footage from the backyard pool area at the Warner estate was mysteriously erased between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. on the night of Malcolm's death. Investigators deemed the missing footage highly suspicious. There are those who believe Malcolm may have been working on something deeper, an expose that extended beyond his acting career, something that may have threatened powerful interests in Hollywood. Was his death meant as a warning? Or was it just a tragic coincidence? When Jaleel White was informed of the circumstances surrounding Malcolm's death, his publicist says he collapsed in tears. Over and over, he reportedly asked, "Why didn't he tell me it was this serious? Why didn't he say anything?" The following evening, in a raw and tearful Instagram Live, Jaleel finally broke his silence. "I lost a brother. A real one." He said, "He was one of the few people who still checked in on me when the industry acted like I didn't exist. And now he's gone." The live stream quickly went viral not just for its raw emotion, but for what Jaleel revealed afterward. He claimed Malcolm had confided in him just weeks before his death about something shocking: a list of powerful individuals in the entertainment world involved in manipulating and exploiting young black talent. And according to Jaleel, that list has since vanished. Was Malcolm silenced? We dive deeper into the explosive theories surrounding this chilling possibility in Chapter 3. Stay with us. The heartbreaking loss of Malcolm Jamal Warner has left behind more than just a mourning family and heartbroken fans. It's also triggered a wave of unanswered questions and unsettling whispers circulating through the heart of the entertainment industry. This chapter dives headfirst into Hollywood's hidden darkness, the very side Malcolm may have been preparing to reveal before his life was cut short, the secret project no one was supposed to find out about. Confidential sources, including a former writer from QI and a Netflix executive who spoke under condition of anonymity, have confirmed that Malcolm had been quietly developing a powerful docuseries. Its focus? The exploitation of young black talent within the entertainment industry. The working title, The Price of Legacy. The series was reportedly in early pre-production, with several high-profile interviews lined up actors who had allegedly faced abuse, discrimination, and even blacklisting. And Malcolm wasn't just producing it, he planned to host it. One assistant involved with the production told Radar, he said, "I want to burn this town down with the truth." He fully understood the risks, but he believed the time had come. Yet following his death, all related footage, files, and contact information linked to the series mysteriously vanished. The missing notebook and the rumored blacklist. According to multiple sources, Malcolm kept a personal journal not just for the poetry and introspection he was known for, but also to chronicle names, meetings, and events he'd encountered over his 4-decade career. That journal allegedly held detailed information about sexual misconduct during the early days of the Cosby Show, not directly involving Cosby, but others working within the network. It also reportedly included a list of Hollywood handlers assigned to silence rising black stars, and private notes about a secret meeting he had with 2 other A-list black actors who are working on exposes of their own. But here's the catch. The notebook has gone missing. His cousin, who had stayed with Malcolm just a week before his death, confirmed seeing the journal on his nightstand after Malcolm died. It was gone along with 2 laptops and an encrypted external hard drive. Warnings that went unheeded. Those closest to Malcolm had tried to caution him. One of them was Regina King, his former girlfriend and longtime friend. According to sources, she had urged him to abandon the documentary. In a text message dated 3 weeks prior to his death, she allegedly wrote, "Please just walk away. You don't need to go down this path. I'm scared for you." And she wasn't the only one. An insider from Malcolm's management team leaked that a prominent Hollywood producer attempted to buy Malcolm out, offering him millions to quietly shut the project down. But Malcolm stood firm. He told them, "You don't get to silence me just because it's inconvenient." Celebrities either spoke up or stayed silent. In a strange twist, several of Malcolm's once close peers have declined to comment publicly. While some claim it's out of grief, others suspect they've been pressured into silence. Only a handful dared to speak. Tisha Campbell posted a cryptic Instagram story just hours after his death. "Y'all better wake up. People out here dying. For telling the truth, rest." And actor Lawrence Tate, during an interview, said Malcolm was onto something big too big. And they knew it. Yet names like Felicia Rashad, Kashia Knight Pulliam, and even Bill Cosby have only issued delayed or vague public remarks. Why the silence? Why the fear? The industry's reaction in the 48 hours following Malcolm's passing was swift and suspicious. The unnamed accusaries was quietly wiped from internal studio servers. 3 well-known actors who were loosely associated with the project issued sudden public statements distancing themselves from it. And legal notices were reportedly sent to content creators, YouTubers, and bloggers who attempted to reference the missing footage or discuss the vanishing files. This kind of reaction isn't typical for an accidental drowning. It feels more like the media was scrambling to bury something fast. So the question remains, what did Malcolm know? What was he preparing to expose? And more importantly, who wanted to stop him? In the next chapter, we uncover Regina King's emotional tribute and the chilling line she whispered at his memorial that has the internet in a frenzy. The service itself was private, completely closed to the public. No media, no cameras, just close friends, family, and a handful of industry insiders. Yet what occurred in that quiet chapel has since become the center of intense speculation. And at the very heart of it all, Regina King, the heartbroken ex. With a message that no one expected. Regina King and Malcolm Jamal Warner's love story was once one of the most cherished in Hollywood, and ultimately one of the most painful. Though their romance ended in 2013, insiders say Regina never truly stopped loving him. At the memorial, she reportedly arrived early, dressed in solid black and escorted by 2 personal bodyguards. Witnesses said she appeared completely drained, emotionally broken, barely able to walk as she made her way into the chapel. But what shocked everyone came moments later. When she approached the casket, she leaned in, whispered something, and then broke down in uncontrollable tears. One person who was in the room said, "You could feel it. It was something she'd been holding inside for a long time, something she needed to get off her chest." So what exactly did Regina whisper? Here's where it gets chilling. A mourner seated just a few feet away claimed they only caught fragments of what she said. The words they heard? They know what they did. You tried to protect them, but they took you. Oh, anyway. Another person, a former set designer who had worked with Malcolm on his last TV project, described it as sounding like both a goodbye, and an accusation. As if Regina knew someone was listening. They say the room fell into a tense and eerie silence after she stepped away from the casket. No one spoke. For almost an entire minute, not a single word. Some in attendance believe her whisper was meant for those sitting in the room. Others say it was aimed at the industry itself and that Regina may be preparing to speak publicly when the time is right. The aftermath, Regina goes silent. Following the funeral, Regina completely disappeared from public view. No interviews, no statements. She deactivated her social media accounts and even paused production on her latest film project. Though some chalked it up to overwhelming grief, her total silence only stirred deeper suspicions. A source close to her inner circle reportedly told People magazine, Regina is terrified. She doesn't trust anyone right now. She doesn't believe Malcolm just died, she believes he was silenced. The silence became deafening. Since then, fans have taken to TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, analyzing her funeral outfit, her body language, and even trying to read her lips from leaked footage. The phrase, "What did Regina say?" began trending worldwide. Why is everyone watching her now? Regina King has never been afraid to speak truth to power. She's been one of Hollywood's most vocal advocates on social and political issues, and she's known for confronting difficult subjects. So why hasn't she spoken out this time? Some believe she's quietly gathering her own evidence, building her case before going public. Others fear she's being watched, threatened, or that she's under legal pressure to stay quiet. But one thing is clear, Regina knows something. And whatever she whispered at Malcolm's coffin, it wasn't just grief. It was a message, maybe a warning, maybe even a name. Once celebrated as America's favorite TV family, The Cosby Show cast is now under a very different kind of spotlight, and not because of a reunion. The sudden and mysterious death of Malcolm Jamal Warner hasn't just shocked his fans, it's fractured the brotherhood that once united the show's cast. And now, everyone's asking the same question: why are some cast members finally speaking out, while others remain completely silent? Felicia Rashad, the TV mom with a cryptic tone. Felicia Rashad, best known as Claire Huxtable and Malcolm Jamal Warner's TV mother, was among the first to break her silence. But rather than offering comfort, her Instagram tribute only deepened the mystery. He carried the weight of silence for too long. Let peace find him now. What exactly did she mean by the weight of silence? Was Malcolm holding on to something he wasn't allowed to share? Or even worse, was he forced into silence by someone more powerful? Fans immediately swarmed social media, trying to decode her cryptic words. Some cited older interviews where Rashad vaguely alluded to inner conflict behind the scenes. Others believed she was referencing Bill Cosby and Malcolm's careful, often neutral stance during Cosby's legal troubles, refusing to either defend or condemn him. Cassionet Pulliam missing in action. The actress who played Rudy, the lovable youngest Huxtable, has completely disappeared from public view since Malcolm's death. No tweets, no posts, no tribute of any kind. Sources close to the cast claim Kashia was too emotional to comment, but others aren't so sure. According to insiders, she's not staying silent out of sorrow, but out of fear. One anonymous source said, "She knows more than people think about what was going on behind the scenes with Malcolm, and she doesn't want to be the one to say it." Bill Cosby's statement, cold and calculated. The Cosby Show's iconic patriarch released a brief and shockingly emotionless statement through his representative. "Malcolm was a talented young man. He will be missed. We move forward." That was it. No warmth, no memories, no personal touch. Fans were outraged. Even longtime Cosby supporters were baffled by how sterile and dismissive it sounded. A former studio producer who worked closely with both Cosby and Warner put it bluntly: that wasn't grief. That was damage control. Given years of whispered tension between Cosby and Warner, many now suspect their real relationship was nothing like the loving father-son bond we saw on screen. Behind the scenes, friction surfaces. In a recent off-the-record podcast roundtable with former NBC crew members, a chilling revelation emerged. Warner had reportedly begun writing a memoir, one that would finally open up about his time on The Cosby Show, including the secrets he'd seen and the truths he'd kept buried. But word of the book got out, and suddenly he stopped writing. Just like that. Was someone pressuring him to stay quiet? The cast is cracking and the fans see it. Once viewed as the perfect on-screen family, The Cosby Show cast now appears splintered by silence, confusion, and suspicion. Every tribute or lack of one is under scrutiny. Every statement is being dissected. Every online post is treated like a breadcrumb. And Regina King's whispered words at Malcolm's funeral? They only ignited the speculation even more. Was Malcolm Jamal Warner carrying a truth too dangerous to speak? Was he preparing to shine a light on something or someone and stopped before he could? Final words, a legacy in question. Malcolm Jamal Warner was never just Theo Huxtable. He was a man striving to break free of a character he'd outgrown, searching to live and create on his own terms. But in the wake of his death, what remains is a legacy wrapped in mystery, layered with fear, betrayal, and perhaps a deliberate cover. Up. As the mourning continues and the whispers grow louder, the once bonded cast of The Cosby Show seems more fractured than ever, haunted by silence and what that silence might be hiding.